Alhamdulillah, in today's lesson, we are going to be looking at the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Jabbar and Al-Qahhar. And as these are two names of might and power, destruction and forcefulness, that show the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's attributes that deal with His ability and His will that nobody can stand in front of. Despite that being the case, I shared this after Salah a few weeks ago, but I wanted to share it today on the live stream as well, so that the online listeners can also see. A few weeks ago, we learned about Allah's name Al-Wadud, the most loving. And I was visiting a friend of mine, and I was talking to his mother, and I was explaining to her, today's name is Al-Wadud, the loving, the most loving. And I said, one thing that we should learn as parents, especially for those with children, is that when a child is young, it's important to emphasize to them the mercy and the love of Allah. Because a child, at that moment in time, at that age, they don't fully understand, comprehend anger, wrath, punishment. They see that as something very negative, but it's something parents overly emphasize. And at that young age, they should generally understand that believers are going to receive the mercy of Allah and are destined for the mercy of Allah and the love of Allah. That doesn't mean they don't know about the punishment of Allah or His wrath, but that one should be more emphasized, much more emphasized than the other. Sabaqat rahmati ghadabi, as it comes in hadith. And I was talking to this auntie, and she was saying, let me show you something, how I tried to make the love of Allah a very important part of my children's life. And she went to the loft, and she brought this. I want to show all of you today, for those who saw it already and those who didn't see it. MashaAllah, I hope everybody can see this. She hand embroidered Allah's name Al-Wadud on a piece of fabric. It took her weeks. And she framed it in the house of her in the room of her children. Because she said every day they wake up, I want them to wake up to the names of Allah. And I want them to sleep to the names of Allah. And when I see this name, I should be more loving towards them. These are small things, but you don't know as a parent what is going to embed itself in the heart of this child. And one important technique as a parent is to, in conversation with your children, always link everything back to Allah.